Welcome back. As we promised our dear viewers that we are going to tackle in our very first main segment of our breakfast show the important visit by Borge Brande, the president of the World Economic Forum, as he is here in Egypt currently in an official visit accompanied by a high-ranking delegation, and he held some talks with President Abdul al-Sisi and Minister of Economic Development and International Cooperation, Dr. Rani al-Mashad, discussing a number of economic files and ways to boost cooperation with the WEF, particularly after the 2020 strategic cooperation deal, which was signed between the two countries, between the two sides, to be accurate, Egypt and the WEF. We are very much delighted to be joined via phone by Mr. Amr Abdurrahman, our economic expert, to shed more light on the important event. A very good morning to you, sir.
And a very good morning to you. I'm even more delighted.
Good morning, Dr. Amr, and thank you so much for joining us on Nile TV International. And first, could you tell us more about Egypt's ongoing efforts in order, or can you please shed more light on Egypt's efforts, development efforts?
Well, of course, we have taken a strategic steps and redrawn our strategic policy in the past 2 years to adjust with the ongoing changes all around the world, especially with too many conflicts, too many wars, too many crises all around the world, and we are in the heart of and in the center of this war, this world. We have taken special steps, just like taking that new cooperation system between the governmental sector and the private sector to go on together and to work together to launch all the powers in the society, economically, politically, domestically, and of course attracting more investment, whether from the private sector or from abroad. I believe with that triangle strategy we can achieve the progress that we are all longing for. And of course we have a strong cooperation with such organizations like the World Economic Forum, and we have witnessed the Egyptian participation represented in Mr. President Abdul al-Sisi in since a few days in the G20, as we are all witnessing develops and steps forward to enhance our own new strategy, which should be confronting the challenges economically and politically in the arena all around us, and of course to get up again with more mega projects that can make the ordinary citizen be in the heart and in the center of that strategy to grab the
Let me take it from here, Mr. Amr.
The fruit of this strategy.
Sir, let me take it from here, since you mentioned two important points. First, the Egyptian participation in the G20 and the state's efforts to raise the standard of living of the Egyptian people. Regarding the visit of the WEF president and his accompanying delegation in this very perfect timing, right after the return of President Sisi from Brasilia, where he represented Egypt in the G20 summit there, they discussed a number of issues related to the mega projects in infrastructure, in energy, in renewable energy, communications, AI, you name it. How do you see the correlation between this and that, sending such a message of confidence to the international community, and particularly to the world of businessmen and the foreign investors, to come and to invest here in Egypt in different domains, as there are endless potentials?
Well, such a great and huge project that we have achieved in the very beginning of Mr. President Abdul al-Sisi, His Excellency's presidency, has attracted the attention of the world. And that's why we are, from the very beginning, a part of the important events, the international events, such as the G20. Sometimes we are even we're joining in the Grand Seven countries. That means we have a strong base that we have achieved, and we have made the strong pillars for a strong economy and a strong industrial and agricultural economy, and new strategies that has attracted the international associations, and we have achieved lots of progress. Without that progress, without that success, we would never have the attention of the world. And that's why we are seeking more progress, and we are in the international organization and associations are seeking more cooperative steps with Egypt, as we have witnessed today with the meeting with the head of the economical forum, the World Economic Forum, and of course we are expecting more investments from abroad, especially in the lines of industry, in the lines of agriculture, in the lines of the artificial intelligence, just like we are all dreaming of our new republic we built upon.
Well, Dr. Amr, in your point of view, how significant is it to continue collaboration and also to encourage investment from the private sector?
I believe we need to attract more of the private sector in the line of the small and the medium projects. That's how we can attract the money, the capital that is withheld still in Egypt. We can encourage establishing new projects, establishing new investments in all of the fields, and side by side, by strengthening the cooperation between the governmental sector, which is we can never let go, and we can never make it away from our own vision. Cooperation between the governmental sector with the private sector at all levels, whether the mega projects or the medium and the small projects. That's how we can encourage all the sectors of the society to be a part of the progress, not just the creme of the society, not just that
La crème de la crème, as the French are saying. But sir, also let me take it from here, because what you're saying, or you are pointing at very important pillars of our economy. Simply, our mega projects are great and doing a great job to develop our economy, but no economy can depend only on mega projects. The new startups, the entrepreneurs, the SMEs should also be side by side and not less important. Amen to that, I do agree. But
thank you.
Let me praise also what happened yesterday, right after this meeting of the president with the WEF president and his accompanying delegation. The head of the state had an important meeting with Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of Investment Dr. Hassan Al-Khatib to make sure that all procedures are taken on the ground to facilitate let the investors find the most suitable climate for investments, whether to decrease the time clearance, or to give more incentives, or to make sure that we are lessening the procedural measures to let the investor just focus on their innovative ideas of investment rather than the bureaucratic issues. How do you see implementing what we have agreed upon? It's not only deals signed, it's not only strategic partnerships, but it's really procedures, tangible, practical procedures on the ground.
Well, from my own connection with men of economy in Egypt, I believe that we have already renewed the net of laws of the investments in Egypt, but we still need more. Still we need making it easier for the investor and the businessman and the small capitals and the medium capitals and all of the capitals, making it easier for opening new projects. I believe with this way we can withdraw the attention, and instead of some of the businessmen who choose to start their own projects abroad, we can make them feel it's easy for them, easier here for them to start their own careers, to start their own projects. In Egypt, we have all the potentials needed for the strongest economy in the whole continent and in the region, because we have a very dynamic economy. We have a very dynamic potential. We are not just depending on oil, we're not just depending on gas, we're not just depending on something in specific, but we have all that. We have gas, we have oil, we have raw materials, we have expertise, we have industrial base to build upon and to expand all over the governorates, using the powers and the intentions, the good intentions in too many people in the heart of the Egyptians to be a part of the progress, to make it easier for them, to make it cheaper, to make it lighter procedures, especially that we have been witnessing a few weeks ago. New projects are being opened in El Wadi al-Jadid, in too many far governorates that was prevented to have its own share of progress. Today we can have this opportunity, and today we can make each and every sector of the society feel that it's a part of the progress operation.
Well, Dr. Amr, also how do you evaluate the efforts exerted by the state in order to increase the contribution of the private sector in the country's economic activities?
Well, of course, that was one of the main directions of our new strategy, to encourage the private sector. But I'm sure that the private sector, I'm talking about the mega mines and the mega capitals in our own private sector. They are in the heart of in the center of the attention of the state and the international organizations. I'm talking about the economical international organizations. But they need a little change in their own mentality, a little change in their own agendas. We need for the private sector in Egypt to concentrate on the long-term profitable projects, industrial projects, agricultural projects, artificial intelligence projects, educational projects, healthcare projects. Those capitals can achieve the profitable projects they are seeking, but in the meantime, keeping the nation in mind, keeping the best interests of our own economical national security in their own agendas, not just concentrating on fast, profitable projects. We don't need that time, in this very time, in the time of war that the whole world is going through right now. We shouldn't have touristic projects as a prior. We need tourism, of course, but touristic projects is not a prior. We need to enhance our own pillars of agricultural safety, agricultural and national security that can preserve our own sovereignty and to strengthen our own pillars for a future to come, for the future of this new republic.
Simply, all sectors are very important and they should go hand by hand. But since he mentioned what's going on around us, Mr. Amr, one of the important topics which were discussed yesterday when President Sisi received Borge Brende, the WEF president, is the current political situations and the tensions around us and unfortunate escalations in the Middle East in general. Here we should say that one of the biggest economic international entities is very much aware of what's going on, and Brende praised the Egyptian efforts, or the resilience of Egyptian economy, to be accurate, amid all these challenges and changes around us. How do you see this message sent from here, from Egypt, from the WEF president to the world regarding the Egyptian economy?
Well, of course, we are being affected by the crises all around us, especially what's going on in Gaza Strip and the struggle, and the Palestinian struggle for independence. As we are at the same time doing our best job to keep the conflict at lowest level and to try to contain the losses and the negative effects, of course, that we are suffering from, as in Egypt, as in the whole region. We are taking the most strategic measures to contain those crises. And of course, we have attracted the admiration of the international society and the international organizations with such efforts that we have maintained our own sovereignty, our own safety of our land, as well as fighting and struggling for strengthening our own economy, keeping the wheels on, keeping our own projects, keeping all. Of course, we are delayed a little. Of course, we can never deny that. But we still are determined to go on and keep up the strength and the power of our own launch that we have started successfully in the very beginning of the first 7 years in the presidency of Mr. President Abdul. Today, we are challenging the greatest challenge. We are witnessing the consequences of the stopping of the food chains, the international food chains, as a consequence of the war in Ukraine, Russia and Ukraine, and we are facing the consequences of the dollar ups and downs. We need to strengthen our own pillars of industry and agricultural projects so we can expand our powers to export more and to import less. Only this way we can protect our own sovereignty economically. Today's war, today's conflict is based on economy, not just other means.
Well, Doctor, also, how do you evaluate the efforts exerted by Egypt in order to achieve peace and stability in the Middle East region?
We have achieved a lot. We need to achieve more because we are facing the most vicious enemy in history. One enemy that wouldn't leave the world without peace. And we are fighting for peace. We are fighting for prosperity and the serenity in our own nation. We are fighting for that by all means. We are fighting for peace. And we are ready to work more and to fight more to achieve our goals and to contain the enemy by all means, to protect our own sovereignty, to protect our own national security. Our own national security is not just in Egypt, but around us. We have what I might call it our own international borders. It's surrounding the whole nation of Egypt, from Gulf to the ocean to the beginning of the roots of the Nile basin. This is our own national security borders, and we are fighting to preserve our own national security in that region.
Dr. Abdul Rahman, writer and journalist, thank you so much for your insight. And dear viewers, a short break and we will be back.